Who's in and who's out of the Montreal Canadiens lineup for opening night of the 22-23 NHL season, and why? I've got that for you right here. You know, I don't think I've ever seen such a fluid situation here before opening night at Habs training camp in regards to who's in the lineup. With 3 players seeing their first ever NHL action and 3 others making their Habs debut, there's really a lot of excitement and expectation in the air around camp. Let's take a look at what's going on as the Canadiens prepare to open the season at home versus the hated Leafs. After 6 months of waiting and wondering what the Habs opening night lineup might look like, well, we're finally there, and this is what it's going to look like for tonight. On line 1, the Wonder Twins. Captain Nick Suzuki centering. Cole Caulfield, inseparable, attached to the hip, fantastic together. And joining them is Josh Anderson, who, when he is not on his bad streaky part, this line is awesome. They connect. They've got chemistry. They put up numbers. So when Anderson isn't in a bad part of his streaky hockey life, I don't know how to put that. This line is fantastic. Let's hope they start the season with everybody on track. Second line, Kirby Dach centering. Mike Hoffman, he was the least problematic, I guess, of the Drouin, Dadonov, Hoffman pick and kind of combo. Monahan will be on the other wing. He will kind of insulate Kirby Dach. As far as face-offs go, Monahan can take important face-offs and just support Dach. Dach, I think, is going to this season kind of emerge as a second-line C and have a really good season. But I think Monahan's there to really support him. Christian Dvorak on line 3 will center. Juraj Slafkovsky, he's there to lighten his load, to not put too many minutes against top NHL lines, ease him into it, and I think it's a good decision. He's going to be there, like I said, with Dvorak and with Brendan Gallagher. Just think about it. Slafkovsky's strength, I think, is going into the corner, having 2 guys on him, being in tight kind of traffic there, and managing to get the puck and centering it in the low slot where Gallagher does his best work, and I think Christian Dvorak in close to the net does his best work as well. I think this line could really could take off. I think this is if he's not going to be on the first line with Suzuki and Caulfield, I think Slafkovsky will do well here. Fourth line, Jake Evans centering Rem Pitlick and Mike Pezzetta, but there's a bit of a controversy. Dadonov was originally in this lineup on the fourth line, but has since, I believe, been taken out as a healthy scratch, and Mike Pezzetta put in there. I think that's the right decision. The coach rewarding guys who had good camps, worked hard, as opposed to guys that kind of cruised along and didn't do that well. And I think that's what we're seeing here. So I expect Pezzetta to be there. I think that's a good energy line. And guess what? They can score too. They can kick in with some points. And I think that's going to be a good line. On defense, with the injury, the unknown injury to Mike Matheson, because I don't know what it is, Caden Gooley and David Savard become the first pairing. I think we saw them in preseason. I think this is a good pairing. Gooley even kind of makes up for some of the Savard mistakes. Gooley's going to get a great test. Opening night thrown in against Toronto as the on the first pairing. I think we'll see what he's made of. I think he is made of the right stuff, and we'll see if he can handle it right away. Second pairing is Arbor Jackeye paired with Chris Weidman. I don't think Jackeye would be a second pairing guy if it weren't for some of these injuries, but let's see what he's got. I like the obviously the physicality, the terror he puts in opposing forwards, and I think he's going to put that to use tonight. I really am excited to see how Arbor handles the Leafs, to be honest with you, and the second pairing spot as well. On the third pairing, we have Jordan Harris, puck-moving defenseman. Yeah, I like Harris. We saw him a little bit last season, and I think he can do some stuff here. He's not afraid to, get into the play, move the puck. I'm excited to see what he's going to do this season as his, he continues his play here. I don't know what I'm saying. Jonathan Kovacevic. All I know about Kovacevic, he's 6'4", 208 pounds. He can move well. Other than that, I know nothing about this kid. So we're going to find out a little bit about him. And it's going to be a pretty big defense. The only small guy there, well, there's two. Weidman, I believe, is 5'11". Harris is 5'11". And then you got Hulks, big 6'2" and over Hulks surrounding them. I want to see how the Leafs handle that. In goal is going to be Jake Allen, without a doubt. He'll be backed up by Sam Montembeault. I think Allen will take the bulk of the starts, if healthy all year. He'll take the bulk. I'm not saying crazy number bulk, but I could see Allen playing somewhere in the area of 50 games, give or take a few, and then Monty playing the rest if there's no injuries involved here. And that's the lineup for tonight's game against the Leafs. Go, Habs, go. Let's kick some Leafs ass. Let's take a look who's not in the lineup. Mike Matheson should be our #1 defenseman. He's out with an injury. What is the injury? I really couldn't tell you. I haven't seen any announcement on it. It's kind of shrouded in mystery. He missed the last 2 preseason games, and it was kind of mysterious why he did, and that's going on into the beginning of the season. I hope it's not lengthy, and hopefully I'll find out what it is, and I'll pass it on to you guys. The next 2 guys that aren't playing are the double Ds. And while that's good in women, and most men do like that, it's not really good here, as Jonathan Drouin and Evgeny Dadonov kind of were underwhelming in the preseason. With Jonathan Drouin kind of being, this is some controversy here of his work ethic, and is he kind of, I wouldn't say feuding, but is there maybe a little rift in between him and the coach? But he's a healthy scratch. Coach says he's still in the plans for the team and all that, but I don't know. Evgeny Dadonov just didn't do that much. He had a few assists in preseason, but basically not invisible, but almost. So they're not playing tonight, and that's the news on the scratches. Power play unit 1 will feature Cole Caulfield, who I'm assuming will play on the left in the circle there. That's his office. Nick Suzuki will be the bumper, I would imagine, the bumper guy. Chris Weidman and Sean Monahan manning the points. And Anderson, that's his name. He'll probably be standing in front of the goalie, moving around and being behind the net kind of thing. I think that's where Anderson's going to play. Could be wrong. Let me know in the comment section if you think I'm wrong. But that's power play unit #1, and you'll notice no Slavkovsky on there. Power play unit #2. Mike Hoffman, I would assume, be on the right side, playing around the circle, taking one-timers, that kind of stuff. Alec Cole Caulfield, who is in the first unit on the left. If Dadonov is in the lineup, although I suspect he won't be in the lineup, but if he is, I don't know if he'll play the point or he'll play on the right side, maybe the bumper position. Gallagher. Probably Gallagher's in the bumper position. That way he can get to the net and do his magic around there. Kirby Dach and Dvorak. I don't know. There's no defenseman here in this lineup. So I don't know who's going to be playing the point, really. Maybe if they don't have Dadonov, Slavkovsky can make his way in here. I think they're keeping him out of the power play to manage his time a bit. But maybe in this case, you put him in there and see how he looks. Maybe Rem Pitlick on the left side. I don't know. Caden Gooley could be on the point, maybe quarterbacking the power play. I think he's capable of that. And then Jordan Harris could be doing that as well. You could add some defensemen in here because there's none. So I don't really know how it's going to end up. But I suspect Evgeny Dadonov will not be playing, so he won't be in this unit. Just a few more things to add. So Coach Marty rewarding players who had good camps and who are giving 100%. And, that's a really good thing to see. Usually the vets, no matter what they do in preseason, they're starting on opening night, and it doesn't seem to matter. I think it's a different going forward now. You've got to give your all. That's all he's asking for. Try hard, have fun, do your best. That kind of thing. And when you're not doing that, you're not going to be in the lineup. Unless, of course, there's injuries involved and they've got no choice, I guess. I think that's why maybe Mike Hoffman's in the lineup tonight. So that's really good to see. It's kind of refreshing, right? So Jonathan Drouin's work ethic, there's a controversy. It's called into question here. I think I can't really find a conclusive story about that, but it seems like that might be what's up. Coach Marty has said in a he was asked in a press conference about it, and he says that Drouin is still in his plans. They want to make him better and reach his potential, all that kind of good stuff. But here he is not in the lineup. He's a healthy scratch. And this is the question that's out there. I'm trying to find out more about that. So is the coach just trying to light a fire under Drouin's ass? Or, is there really a work ethic problem here? Because Drouin doesn't usually do well in the preseason. He doesn't try that hard. He just tries to work on things and get the rust out and stuff like that. And maybe he thinks he can do it this year, but he can't. I don't know what it is. If you don't give 100% to Coach Marty, it seems like he doesn't let you play. Kind of sounds like John Tortorella there. But that seems to be the new way around Bell Center. You know what? And it's good. I like it, and it's good, and I'm happy that's what's going on. Now, I've got a message from Coach Marty that he's saying to the kids who are about to play their first NHL games. So that's Slavkovsky, that's Arbor, Jacki, and Caden Gooley. And here it is. Coach Marty's message to the kids. Stay in the moment. It's a special moment. Take it all in. Every start of the season is incredible. The feeling as the season starts. To do it at home in Montreal against Toronto, it's a feeling that's hard to replicate. Have fun. The National Hockey League, at times, I find we take it really too seriously. It's just a game. So have fun. And it's not about being perfect. You're going to make errors. You're going to have 3 or 4 plays you'll want to have back. They're gone. It's about continuing and try and have fun through the atmosphere and the stress of your first game.